The stream's up.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Thursday's Thoughts, episode 15. We have some reoccurring guests, such as Who is a Willix, who finally changed their gamer tag. So, who is a Willix? We have Chip the Pleb, Mr. Shane the Lord. Hello, Shane. Say hi. Again. Hi. All right, we got Pez, who's having some life, car, and mic difficulties. So, hopefully, he'll be able to say hi later. Hopefully, his audio will be included when he does say hi. We got a player new to our Smite League, Mr. Rip Fallout 76. I do agree. Are you fine with us saying your actual name on stream, sir? Yo, what's up, Justin? I've been playing with you for a while. You've been part of the squad before we even got Cleety G going, so that's pretty dope. How you doing today? Yeah? Alright, cool. We got Slim Jim. Slim Jim, you want to say hi?
What's going on?
You're the captain of Full Senders, correct?
That is correct.
That's dope, dude. I'm gonna move on real quick. Trayminator, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Cool. So you're a prospect for the current Smite League, correct?
Yup.
Cool. You watching Hulu? What you
Solo
watching?
main. Actually watching JoJo,
That's dope.
sadly.
We got a player called Jotaro. So like PDG just makes me think about it. Oh, Willix, are you there right now?
I am.
So forget Nick, so he will be on in 5 minutes. Whenever he's on, feel free to invite him. And then we have Ruth from HR. How are you doing, Ruth?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm dandy. Just chilling. NBD. And you're gonna be the captain for what team?
Danger Knots.
Danger team? Lit. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna just jump into it. Rocket League. Slim Jim, you're here. You're Rocket League.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Alright. So I got the playoff bracket. Have you seen the playoff bracket yet?
I have. I think I glanced at it. I haven't really looked into it much. Let me pull it up.
So
I saw Slayer post it. Alright, I have it now.
yeah, at first it's supposed to be Collision Course and FF Easy GG, as well as Jesus Company and Kimchi Crew on one side, and on the other side it's gonna be Onslaught versus Ice and Lords versus RGB. And then on that side, you guys are gonna play the winner of either Onslaught or Ice. How's that feel? You're gonna be up against Ice or Onslaught. How do you think that's gonna turn out?
I mean, if we're gonna base it off of stats, then I mean we should win. But I don't like to make foreseen guesses because of how, especially last season turned out against RGB. But if we base it off of stats, then it should be an easy win. But it all depends
No, of course.
on it all depends on how we choose to run it that day. Because I'm not going into playoffs changing anything how I do unless the team as a collective unit chooses to play our strongest players first, or if we just want to go into how we've been going into it, having everyone get playtime. And so it's all gonna depend on what we choose kind of the night before or the night of our game itself. So that's why I really don't know for sure how it's going to turn out, because it all depends on how everybody's feeling that night.
No, of course. Do you know if you're gonna play?
I'll most probably play. I'll probably be there. I have to check. I'm unsure. Slayer can chime in on that if the exact schedule of that has been posted or if it's just the brackets for now.
As far as I know, it's just the brackets. But
Yeah, I don't have the. I have like a rough estimate on the dates. I don't have an exact time and day that I know.
All right. Yeah. So I should be able to be there. But if not, then we'll put it on to the team for that. But I should be there. Will I play every game?
Alright.
Again, it all depends on if the team wants to rotate through players or if they just want the strongest players to go.
No, I
So
feel you,
one
I feel you.
one thing that I will say I noticed so far, Slim, is that you've had probably some of the more consistent play all around. I think you had a close to the same, if not the exact same, saves as you did last season. Your goals were a little down compared to last season. Though, obviously, I think 35 is kind of a little unrealistic to get back-to-back seasons, but you never know. Do you think, by any chance, I know Neko's stats went up. You think that's kind of like where some of your missing numbers could have gone?
So for goals, I don't try to be a striker, especially when I'm playing with players that are not as high level. I try to make sure I give them as much time to be able to do what they want. A lot of times, you get players that when they know that they're playing with higher ranked players, they just let them kind of try and carry it, and they stay back the whole time. So every single game that we play, I try to make sure that everybody is rotating. I don't really care if they feel that they want to let everyone else kind of do their thing and they just want to stay out of the way. I want them to try and play to the speed and just try to get used to it, because in turn that makes them get better at the game. And so for me, just being lower on goals, I think it really just comes down to I don't know exactly how many more or less games I played this season versus the last season.
Yeah,
But I
unfortunately.
think it definitely, yeah. So I think it's more of compared to whether or not I had to step up, or I was just like kind of more up on the field. I know this season a lot too. There's a lot of games that I was just kind of playing the defensive role, and just if I needed to, I just kind of boom it upfield and just let the rest of the team do it, because it's more fun for me to have the feeling of letting others play rather than just me trying to ball chase and carry. I let that be Neko, which is how Neko's play style is. Neko will
You
ball
are
chase to
second
his
in
heart's
assists.
content.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is I throw it upfield for them. I let them kind of have fun around with it. And I'll always be the first one just to kind of take that back role because I don't mind. I'm totally fine playing a defensive role and letting them have more of the fun of striking, and getting better at that. And so
Mm.
it really depends on really who we're playing, because we rotate through so many times through each game that if I have one game where it's Neko, me, and Jotaro, and it's the high striking team, then the majority of it's going to be probably me up on that. Neko likes to be up, and Jotaro definitely plays the backhand role with that kind of rotation. But if I have people like, say, me, Vexage, and Drek, then normally on those games I'll be up more, and they'll normally be the back people. So it all depends on who's playing and just that night, if I am on or off. But I think for the majority of it, I try to stay as consistent as I can. And if one season I get more goals than the other, then it's how it plays out.
So one more question
Cool.
regarding your team here. Drekix has played outstanding. He's taken only 37 shots. He has 18 goals, a 48 shot percentage. He's only 2 goals under Jotaro right now. Do you think he's going to be able to keep the momentum that he's generated going into the playoffs?
I mean, I think everybody on the team has the momentum to carry on. I don't think any of them are really slowing down. If anything, people like Underbred, who are just like, in a sense, just getting started. Um, as the more time that they play, I think the better they get playing at this level. Because for everybody on the team, except for really Neko and Jotaro and Mello, everyone's playing up in the ranks, and so it's forcing them to get better and adapt to the speed of the game. And so for Drekix, I mean, for the games that he plays, he's a very consistent striker, and I think the majority with him is he's a very solid second man, so he'll be back and he'll be forward when he needs to, and he only really takes the shots when he needs to, which is why his shot ratio is going to be pretty solid. I know for somebody like me and Neko, it's going to be very inflated based off of how we just kind of throw it into the backboard. It'll count as a shot on net, but even though we're not really shooting for the net, we're just trying to pass it. Drekix is just very good at just placing it on net when it's the right time. He's a very good cleanup crew. And so I think Drekix and everyone else on the team has momentum that I don't think will really falter when it comes into playoffs. Other than just being whether or not it's your night or not your night, because everyone has on and off games.
Not to take away from that, but welcome to the party, Forget Nick. Have you included your audio?
I have.
You're just semi little quiet. How you doing today?
Dude, I had to run here to get here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. For anybody who doesn't know, Dick over here, he was rushing his way to get home just so he could join the party, being Thursday's thoughts, since he loves us so much.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So I went over the brackets, and we were just kind of discussing, playoff strategies, stuff like that with Slim. Do you know what the brackets are for this upcoming playoffs?
Yeah, it got sent to us.
Mhm. And you are going to be playing the winners of either Collision Course or FFEZGG. What do you think about that?
Oh god.
Honestly, I mean,
What?
like,
I'm
I
sorry,
have
what was that,
confidence.
Willis? Did I get that wrong?
No, you're good. I said, oh god. Because I cannot
you
wait
killed
to
me.
hear
You
what,
killed
what
right,
Nick's
what was
gonna
that, Nick?
say
I'm
about
sorry.
this.
No, honestly, I mean, whoever we play, I'm sure it'll be a good match. But like, hats
FF
off to FF. Nah, they actually performed well.
They did.
Alright,
And we had Pez
I
in here as
thought
well.
I thought it was gonna be bad. I watched the game and I was like, holy, like compared to week one when they were just sort of all over the place, they've definitely improved since then.
Hmm.
So I mean, whichever team we play, we're all waiting to see who makes it, and we're excited to play whoever gets there.
True, I can appreciate that. So, I got the top 5 stats for our Rocket League teams. For top 5 scores, we got Peanut at 47, David Park at 34, Brandon at 32, and then we have Miserable and Ronska tied for 31. Now, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about that, Slim? Because you're second in assist, but other than that, you don't have any full centers on this board for the top 5 scores.
Well, I think it's based off of how we play and also who's in our bracket, and who's in our division. I don't know how the other teams play in the other divisions because I don't really watch many of the streams, and so I don't really know how to kind of compare and contrast. Like I said, I know for us, we're a fast team, but we're not a very solid scoring team. We don't go for a ton of high scoring games, mostly because I know personally for me, whenever we're up by a little bit, I normally start to just get lackadaisical and I start going for double touches. I try to go for flashy plays, and I know whenever Neko's in the game, he does the same. I believe Jachara also starts going for some flashy stuff. So I know for us, once we get a lead and we feel comfortable, we kind of let off the pedal, and other teams may not. And so with our bracket, each team's actually pretty solid. I don't think we really had any low ones. I don't know. I've never watched any of the FFEZG games, so
Oh, wow.
I don't know how they are comparatively to the teams that they play, and it could be, for all I know, kind of a blowout for each game. I don't know the stats of each game, especially in the beginning of the season, because I guess based off of what Nick said is that they're playing completely different, and by the sounds of it, playing better. So they could have had games where it was a blowout of like 8-0 each match, and 3 matches right there, that's 24 points. When for our first week we would only have like 6, and so for us, I know it's mostly because we're not, pressing down on the throat every single game. Especially when we're up 2-0 in a match, I always will take all of our top players out and let all of our other players go. So I know I won't put me, Neko, or Jotaro in if we're up 2-0, because I want to try to get everyone to have game time. And I know that Neko can't fight back to me doing that. And normally everyone agrees with it and everyone's okay with it. I always make sure I ask if everyone's okay with it for the schedule that I set for each of our matches. Because each match before we start, I have the set schedule of who's playing every single game. And we change it if we need, based off of how it's turning out.
So my question on that real quick is, Do you have any advice for new captains that want to rotate that want to take some time away from their starters to actually play depth? Because I know with some captains, it's a hard decision to make because the team sometimes does whine. Like I want to play. Why do they get to play? Kind of situation. So I was wondering, like, in your experience dealing with maybe Neko, or I don't think Jotaro is the kind of guy to do it, but maybe he is. Do you have any advice for, like, Ruth, for example, being a new captain coming up, if she's trying to sub out her starters to let her subs play? And
So I personally actually had a that exact thing. I had somebody that spoke up and said, I want to be a starter, and I want to prove myself as a starter so I can play consistently. And I told him exactly my thoughts on it. I think the biggest thing is stand by your word. As the captain, you can't really um, falter when you have one person that goes against you. If it's a team effort, I had another person that messaged me, who was another captain, who was asking about that same kind of thing. And I told him if I was in his shoes, what I would personally do is get the whole team or as many people as you can on the team into a voice chat, or just ask them and ask them what they want to do. If they as a team want to run starters and subs, then as a team captain, I'd allow that. But if they as a team want to rotate through, then I'd go that way. Um, if it's one person, for the one person that I had, after I told them, I completely understand wanting to play a lot. Um, and I told them to just be upfront and frank with me and tell me exactly what they felt. I said, I'll give you two choices. Either A, you can stay and rotate through, or B, if you really don't like that and you really want to play solid starter kind of role and play each game, then I'd be more than willing to trade you. I have no grief with that at all. And they just said, I appreciate that, and they wanted to trade. And so it's really just respecting them for what they want to do, and at the same time trying to just get a feel for how everyone on the team itself feels. And so luckily for me, I've been blessed each time not having too many people go against that. A lot of people actually kind of respect it, and they enjoy being able to rotate each game. And so it's really just kind of something that you dip your toes in, and you just kind of feel around as you go on. And so that's kind of my take on it, because I know there's some people that are going to come in here and they're going to want to win every single game. They're going to want to only play their starters, and sometimes the team may not like that. And so it really depends. It's kind of just how you can firefight if you need to.
That's fair. Hey, Vivid.
all right, so
Welcome.
we are
Thanks for your last minute appearance.
we are just past the halfway point in a normal episode. So if we want to start to wrap up some of the Rocket League talk and switch over towards Smite a little bit more, that'd be what's up.
Cool.
What I missed?
Not much, Vivid. We went over the bracket. So we're about to wrap up the Rocket League talk. Real quick, forget Nick. Nick, what do you think's gonna happen with I already asked you this. I'm sorry. What do you think, Vivid? What do you think you got to play against either Collision Course or FFEZGG?
I mean, as it stands, not trying to be rude, but unless they can pull something out their ass, I don't think they really have a chance. Collision Course made some bad trades on their part for this season, and unless we're really not on top of our game, I don't see us losing.
Do you agree with that, Nick?
I'm not trying to be cocky, but that's just where I stand.
You know what? With our first game being one of those two teams, I can agree.
Mhm.
But come the semis and the finals, if we make it there, it's definitely going to get a lot harder. Like with when we played Kimchi Crew, we struggled a lot.
Mhm.
And
All
I
right,
mean,
all right.
having Slim's God Squad being in the finals is going to be a nightmare.
Hey, don't forget they lost
Big
to
gig.
RGB.
Oh yeah.
RGB, yeah, RGB. What do you think, Shane? Your team goes up against RGB. What do you think? That's fair. like that. So let's move on to some Smite talk. Justin, you're here, correct?
Yes, I am. Now. I wasn't before because my audio was not included. So you were talking to yourself.
Noise. So you're about to join us in our Smite League. How long have you been playing Smite?
I want to say a year and a half, on and off. Not very actively at the beginning.
That's cool. Do you what position do you play? Do you already say that?
Mostly mid. My strongest suit is mages, but I can play any role pretty average, I think.
Cool. All right. Trey Maynader, are you here?
Yep.
Nice. So how long have you been with KG?
I
With
started in
this
like
current
season
season
2.
of Smite. Yeah. That's cool. All right. And what position do you play? Did we already get over that?
No, I play solo.
Play solo. So, have you played any of our prospect games or showcase games?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played 2 of them, or 2 sets.
How's the general skill so far, or at least in that set that you played?
First one was all right. The solo was all right. Second one, skills were kind of imbalanced. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
The
Did
other
your team
solo was
win?
all right. No, they did not. We had a 0-13 mid. He died in the minion wave.
Yeah, big oof.
50 seconds. But yeah, good players though.
That sucks though. Hey Ruth, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you're in the Smite Discord, but not from a player or a prospect perspective. You're from a captain perspective, correct?
Yes.
So is there anybody that's currently sticking out to you, player-wise?
I mean, yeah, there's a few really good players that have the right attitude, and they're totally making an impact. It's good to see that there, is a good balance between gameplay and attitude.
Yeah. Now, God, I'm sorry. I had something and then it kind of like escaped me. Oof. So, have you played any of the prospect games? I'm sorry, showcase games with any of the players, or are you just hosting them so far?
So I haven't played any of the showcases. I'm trying to leave those for prospects, and if I need it, I'll fill. But I have held some in-houses.
That's cool. How are those turning out?
The first one went great. We actually, I think, ended up playing like 3 sets, so it was really good, and I got to actually like interact with some of the players, which was nice.
Now, would you say you're hosting these for the community themselves, or you're hosting them more for yourself so that you're able to see what players you might be interested in?
To be honest, it's more for me. I'm trying to get to know a lot of the prospects and see where they're at skill-wise, and honestly, what their attitude is like.
That's smart. That's definitely smart from a captain perspective. Are there any other captains that you know about currently that you might be, I guess, afraid of? To use that word lightly.
Yeah, I wouldn't say afraid. I would say, I don't even know what word I would say, but MX is, I think, going to be a threat. I think he's a very good player, and I already told him if he ever decides he doesn't want to be a captain anymore, that he has a spot on my team.
This franchise owners are over here. What do you think about that,
know.
Shane? You might be losing MX double to Rift. Yeah, MX double, my man. So
Do the captains
moving on
play?
to captains can play. Are you gonna be playing Rift?
Yeah, I'm going to play.
Cool. Shane, do you know if MX double's gonna be playing, or is he gonna kind of like watch? That's dope. Did you have any other questions, Trey?
No, I mean that was it.
All right.
Yeah, that's all for right now.
So Justin, are you here currently?
Yes.
Now, do you have any, with you being new, almost new as of today, do you have any questions to ask me or Willix for about the Smite League or PDG in general? Any FAQs, if you will?
Not really. I've kind of been behind the scenes since the start, on and off.
Mhm.
So I, for the most part, know what's going on, how things work.
Cool. All right. Now, what rank are you?
Well, the season kind of just started. I'm pretty sure.
I'm done.
Um,
Come on,
The
man. We ain't gonna
split,
judge you.
you mean the
Where are you?
split.
I don't remember. I gotta check after this game, and I'll let you know.
Hey, my
Well,
rank deteriorated to bronze.
I don't even think my
like, back
placements
out.
are done, actually.
Yeah. So, Justin, how would you say someone gets better at Smite then? Since you've been playing Smite for a long time, do you have any advice for a new player on how to become better, to, I guess, increase their draft stock, or just be able to play the game more competitively?
To become better, the biggest thing I've always said was to accept criticism. Don't get
Uh-huh.
like prideful about it. If somebody is trying to help you and says you're doing something wrong, then like I guess just try and fix it, because chances are they're right.
Ah,
Alright,
I'm
that's
so
cool.
glad I didn't pick chalk.
Trayman, you got any advice for how to get better?
Research.
Yeah, stick to casuals until you get good. That's all I gotta say. I mean, jumping in, like, I said that more as BM because, I don't know, like, if you go into ranked, you're just gonna get BM'd more than you're gonna, like, get people to try to help you out, and you're just gonna make everyone else's experience of the game worse, so it's better to just, like, stick to ranked. That's kind of BM,
Can I add
but
something?
what I believe.
Yeah, go on, Vivid. You're in the Smite League, are you not? Or at least you
yeah.
play Smite.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to participate as a prospect or not. But definitely like what I've learned, at least what helped me kind of elo climb, is just understanding elo, understanding counter picks, counter bans, and like just understanding and knowing meta is like very, very essential, especially when you're trying to get better. Like once you get really good,
What do you mean by
everybody
that for
understands
someone
meta.
who's not a Smite player?
Just understanding who's broken, who's not, who's like reading the patch notes, so buffs, nerfs, all that stuff. Just understanding which gods are more viable for your role or whatever you're trying to play. Yeah.
True.
And, I'd also say, if you're starting out new to the game, like, try to branch out and, like, learn different gods and things. Don't just, like, stick to the same ones over and over again.
Yeah,
Why
I
would you say
think
that?
like I spent me climbing up out of bronze, silver, gold elo required me to spend a lot of time out of the game, because just researching like stats, abilities, and all that kinds of stuff. Because being able to 1v1 somebody and just like skill against skill, that comes to time and practice. But knowing what God is good against what you can do to get out of a situation, all that's stuff that you can learn without spending any time in game. So you can go into a game just that much better just by doing your research. Be that much better.
That's interesting.
So I think
I like
for
that.
like intermediate players that are actually trying to climb their skills and practice, I have to completely agree with Trayminator. If you're not sure that you can play a large god pool of gods, don't go into ranked. If you don't know the like whatever the meta is, whatever the patch is, don't go in the ranked. What I would recommend is Smite has a custom match tab. If you can, or even just finding a group outside of the custom match tab, but getting in the customs 5v5s, more so than casuals, and more so than ranked, will help you so much more, because you have a more controlled team. Is most situations it's not going to be a random pick team, and you can actually make mistakes without hurting stats, without hurting your reputation with other players, without bringing other people down. Although it is a custom, so you're still going to get BM. It's a lot easier to learn and practice, and it's, in my opinion, closer to ranked without going straight into ranked over a casual game.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that completely. Like
Definitely.
going into an in-house and like going in that environment right off the bat, or like just like trying to like find like a good solid group of people to play with will help you out like a lot more than playing ranked ever will. Like just gonna get BM though. That's just the way Smite is.
Yeah, that's what
BMing
Yeah,
with
that's
competitive
any
games
video
to begin
game
with.
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any game where you're gonna have people competing to see who's better. There's gonna be BM. Somebody's gonna I'm better than you.
This
Yeah.
bad mouthing, is that what that means?
I mean, there's just like bad manner and bad mouthing. There's a few different.
Being
like,
mean.
Yeah, there's a
Alright,
few different
I feel
ways.
So do you guys have Trayman? You've been playing Smite for a while. Pretty much everyone here that's played Smite's been playing Smite for a while. Do you guys have any advice?
4 years.
Huh? 4 years?
I've been on and off with Smite.
The 4 years.
I was a diehard League of Legends.
Yeah.
I guess 3 or 4 somewhere in there.
Sorry to
Yeah, I
all the
came
people,
from
all
League of
the
Legends
haters
as
out
well.
Big oof. Where's the League of Legends KG League?
That's what I'm saying.
there. Wait till I get a PC before you start that up, and I'll totally do down.
Yo, I
Well, it's
actually
coming
have a
to mobile.
PC now.
League is coming to
Yeah,
mobile soon.
I do not yet, because I will soon.
Mobile Legends?
Wait.
No,
Just
League
have
of
a
Legends is coming
mobile
to mobile.
PG Discord like Fortnite mobile.
No, let me
League
pause
of
that real
Legends
quick.
mobile,
You're telling me League of
Call of Duty
Legends
mobile.
is going to mobile before it's coming to console?
That
Yes.
sounds dumb.
Yes,
Mobile
well,
Legends is
it's
I
really
don't know about League
We've
Legends
played
on mobile
League.
though.
console, it'll be really hard to implement console in League of Legends.
I
The
mean,
controls
Smite did it.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but
My
Smite's
skill base in
arrow
it,
keys
and
to
it
move.
needs.
But in League,
This
it's point and click to move. You can't point and click on a console. You'd have to switch the whole coding up for the game. And I don't think they think that's
I mean,
worth it.
You can point and click on a console, it's just
I-
trashy.
I personally
Yeah,
feel
they've
like
got a bunch
it's
of games like
super
that.
worth it
Halo
because
Wars.
League would probably overshadow Smite on console 110%.
Oh, I'm
He
sure.
is-
Yeah,
he
I
does
can
have a
imagine
point
too.
though. Point and click would be a lot harder to be like implement and it be viable because you're gonna if you play cross-platform against some PC people and they're using a mouse, you're fucked. Like sincerely fucked.
Hmm.
There's no way.
Alright.
Even if you turn your sensitivity up on your joystick, you're essentially it's gonna be really hard to point and click and outdo somebody with a mouse.
That's fair.
Also, there are two commands for clicking. It's the left and the right mouse button. So how are you going to implement that too?
RT, LT.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, there's many ways to go about that. Or right, you can click. Yeah, well, that's probably why they're coming out with it on mobile first, since it's touchscreen. So,
Yeah, you're saying my
Hey, Nick.
Xbox isn't touchscreen because it definitely is.
Nick, do you
oh,
play
dude,
League?
it's not.
let me
It's
get
not.
one of those, bro. I'll buy it off you. Let me see it.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
That's actually a good idea. Consoles to come
Nick, do
out
you
with
play
a
League of
detachable touchscreen.
I don't play League of Legends.
That's cool.
I'm
Nick, you-
8 times better at
you
League of
play
Legends than
Smite,
I
right,
am
Nick?
at Smite, and I haven't played League of Legends in years.
I do play Smite.
I feel like
Now,
that.
the reason,
So you
the
play
reason I
Smite though,
have,
Nick? Are you gonna be in our Smite League, or are you already in our Smite League?
I was, and then I left it. But like, I don't know. I
Will
will
it comment on
join
stream?
back.
Yeah. I feel you. What's you got a big god pool? What's your rank? Are you even worth it?
Oh.
I'm actually
Oh,
bronze
shit.
5.
He's calling
Yeah.
you out.
No, I'm just teasing. So that's gonna wrap it up real soon. We're gonna do some closing comments though. Yeah, Shane's fucking himself on stream. But yeah, so
Whoa, rephrase that. Shane is getting farmed on stream. He's not fucking himself
farmed on stream.
This is PG.
PG.
you
Alright,
said,
well,
you said the F word twice. PG, you can only do it once.
ooh,
Shit.
it's like we're on. Yeah.
18A stream.
Get caught.
Damn.
Alright, well, see me in Big
Gotta
Boy
get
Banter.
Ryan Reynolds in here. Yeah, see me in Big Boy Banner. Alright, well, I appreciate everyone making an appearance. Pez wasn't able to say anything, but he was going to be our representation for FFEZGG. I reached out to him to say hi. But let's say goodbye to everybody, you know? Let's say goodbye. So Shane, say goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye, Shane. Nick, you can say bye.
Yeah,
What's up?
Goodbye.
Mom,
Bye,
I'm on
Dick.
TV.
Hey, Justin. Bye, Nick. Bye, Justin.
Oh, see ya.
Bye, Justin. Hey, Slim, are you there? Bye, Slim.
Should I be here?
Teletubbies? Like, what are we? What is this?
Yeah, why not? It actually is Teletubbies. That's exactly what I was pulling this from. Bye,
I'm not
Treymator. Say
leaving.
bye,
You
Treymator.
cannot get me to say bye.
See ya.
Big oof. Oh, Pez is back. Pez gets to be back for the last second. Include your audio and turn your mic on that.
He gets to be back while you advertise for the Twitch page.
Oh my god. Yo, Vivid, you want to say bye?
No. I'm not leaving.
Hey, Ruth, how you doing? You want to say bye, Ruth?
Yeah, bye.
Bye, Ruth. Alright, so everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to Who's a Willix to explain the subscriptions for our Twitch. Would you like to do that, Willix? Twitch
Worst time
subscriptions?
to hand it off to me. I'm so sorry. I just died to caffeine.
We got our Twitch subscriptions on now.
Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. You can also, on our Twitch, you can also go onto our Twitter and give us a follow at CleetyG. And then in the Discord, we do have a few donation roles. We have a stream role as well. You guys can, subscribe for those if you want. But really, follow, like, or subscribe on YouTube at CleetyG Entertainment or just CleetyG on Twitch, Cleety_G. Helps, it goes a long way. Support the cause.
It's CleetyG_entertainment on YouTube.
Oh,
But
it is
yeah,
underscore?
helps to go. Yeah, I've thrown people to YouTube other than Twitch for some odd reason. So yeah, I had to figure that one out. But now that we got Twitch subscriptions,
YouTube
up,
is actually a
why not?
larger platform. For sure.
Did a rat get
YouTube
soloed by
wild.
Cadbury?
All right, well, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everyone's appearance. Yeah. I tried
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead
tried
and
so hard and got so far.
hop the stream up now. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.